I grew up in a rural East Tennessee community in Campbell County. I first tried Oxycontin when I was 18 years old without realizing the impact it would have on my life. During my 18 years of active opiate addiction, the times I felt most alone and helpless were when I overdosed. My drug use was progressive, from Oxycontin to eventually heroin, from snorting to IV. My first overdose was in 2012 after being furloughed from jail with breast cancer. After my mom passed away in 2016, I was devastated and my drug use skyrocketed. During this time, heroin had begun to infiltrate my small town. After her death, I overdosed 7 times in just 8 months. The first time, I was in a hotel room when 2 men left me overdosing for fear of getting arrested. Luckily, my friend stayed behind and she was able to save my life. Another time, in a hotel room, I woke up from a heroin overdose after 2 shots of Narcan, with a paramedic screaming at me, asking me what I'd taken. I had no recollection of what had happened, and I was terrified. The officers threatened to take me to jail for paraphernalia. They threatened to put me in a psych unit for 30 days for a suicide attempt. They ended up taking me by ambulance to the local ER. After 3 hours of observation, I was told I could leave if I could find someone to come sign for me and pick me up. It took me over an hour to find someone who was willing to come get me. A week later, in the same hotel, I overdosed again. I again woke up to Narcan and paramedics, who again took me to the ER. This time I refused treatment. I told them that I knew I had a problem, but I just didn't know what to do about it. Following my overdoses, I had no support system, no direction, no guidance, no resources in my rural county. I felt utterly alone. My life began down a new path on February 10, 2018. I was arrested and sentenced to nearly a year. I was one of a handful of women approved for a pilot diversion program, which allowed me to complete treatment rather than serve jail time. I completed treatment, but I knew I wouldn't be able to stay clean if I returned to my hometown. I decided to go into sober living in Knoxville, where I stayed for 2 years. While there, I got my license, a car, a job, a recovery family. I eventually got a job in treatment and became a certified peer recovery specialist. A year ago, I moved into my own apartment and got custody of my 15-year-old daughter. It took 5 treatments, 17 arrests, 8 overdoses, but today I'm grateful that I have a beautiful life.